Our humble obeisance to the one we revere, our deep obeisance to the one we revere. We watched the divine procession through our eyelids. We saw that Bhavya Jiv journey from Nigod to Nirvana. Jiv in Nigod is almost jad, lifeless. Still, it has infinitesimal consciousness. It has Jiv element present in it. Once Jiv enters Vyavhar Rashi from the Avyavhar Rashi of Nigod, then it journeys in Sansar of 14 Rajlok and 84 lakh Jivayoni. During this journey, Jiv acquires some knowledge in each life. Until Jiv reaches Nirvana, it needs some provisions to carry out the journey. Jiv is said to be Upadan Karan. What is Karan and what is Upadan? In this video, we will introduce the terms Kriya, Karya, Karan and types of Karan. Any object or person must undergo some processes to bring about a transformation in themselves. Processes are carried out with some goal. For example, a potter's goal could be to transform clay into a pot. The goal of Bhavya Jiv is to ultimately attain Nirvana. The goal is called Karya or the result. Reaching the goal means attaining Siddhahood in the form of the intended result. For example, when clay undergoes some processes to become a pot, the Karya, result of this Kriya processes is the pot, and the clay itself transforms into the pot and attains Siddhahood. For Bhavya Jiv, Nirvana is Karya, that is goal or result. A Bhavya Jiv who attains Nirvana is known as Siddha, that is liberated Jiv. In the processes up to the goal, many other objects and people could be helpful. These are called Sahayak or helpers. These helpers fulfill their role and step away. Finally, the object or person itself transforms into Karya and attains Siddhahood. All the objects and people who participate in the processes up to the goal are called Karan. For example, in the processes of transforming clay into a pot, the clay itself and air, water, light, fire, wheel and potter are all Karan. Finally, the clay itself becomes the pot. Another example is of a sadhak. For a sadhak, the 5 non-living jad elements necessary for living, karma, the jad world, many other people and the guiding guru are all Karan. Finally, the sadhak attains Keval Jnana and Nirvana. Upadan Karan means that Karan which itself transforms into Karya or result. Keep in mind that the same word may have different meanings elsewhere. The term Upadan connotes attachment in Buddhism. In our context, Upadan Karan is the one that undergoes transformation. For example, clay itself transforms into a pot. Hence, clay is the Upadan Karan. Similarly, a sadhak performing sadhana is the Upadan Karan in the journey to Nirvana. All other Karan are Sahayak or helpers. Within Sahayak, that is helper Karan, there are 2 types called Nimit and Kalakar. Among helpers, Nimit Karan is that which is already Siddha or liberated, and Kalakar is that which is Asiddha, that is not liberated at present. In the processes of transforming clay into a pot, Nimit Karan are air, water, light, fire and potter's wheel because these are already Siddha or liberated. The potter is Kalakar Karan because the potter is Asiddha, not liberated at present. For a sadhak performing sadhana, the 5 necessary non-living jad elements for living, karma, the jad world, etc. are nimit because the jad world is permanently and eternally Shuddha, that is pure, and Siddha, that is liberated. All other helping people and the guiding guru are Kalakar because they are Chadmastha at present. Keep in mind that Upadan is always the Jimmedar, that means ultimately responsible Karan, for their journey to the goal. Helpers may be necessary and essential. The journey may be interrupted without their help. Still, Sahayak or helper Karan can never be Jimmedar or accountable. Upadan alone is the Jimmedar Karan. Upadan is also known as Karan. Karan means Jimmedar or accountable Karan, with humble submission to the divine nature God.